just to prove a
Storytime, how I met someone from Second Life and it was horrifying. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little different. This isn't a tutorial or gameplay. It is a real story and that changed the way I look at meeting people online. First, I want to say this. This is my personal experience. Everyone experiences a little different. And there are amazing people in Second Life. No matter what platform you're using, your safety should always come first. So let's begin. It all started in Second Life. Like many people, I logged into Second Life to relax and explore and make friends and escape reality for a little bit. One day, I met someone who seemed incredibly kind. We talked every day. We spent hours exploring and attending events, laughing and getting to know each other. Eventually, we started talking outside of Second Life through text and voice calls. That was kind of true. We would talk pretty much all day. It recently came out that he low-key was a predator, and it gave me predator vibe, being that I was a little bit younger and naive. And then it would be some of the things he would say that would be give off creepy vibes, and like it was a horrible experience. And thank God, like I didn't contract anything, but yeah, it definitely was a horrible experience, especially especially saying this, like it was definitely a horrible experience. You do what adults do, and then slowly it became weird after that. Like, he only wanted to hang out because of that fact, and I felt disgusting afterwards. Then it was the pressure because he was older than me at the time. Still is a little bit older than me. We don't talk anymore, thank God. But it was his thing to try to turn lesbians out. And what I mean by that, like being me now, I'm not bisexual, I'm a full blown lesbian, but his niche was trying to turn like for us gay women straight or lesbian straight. It was his pleasure. It was really disgusting. And what I will know now, recently he just got exposed for being a creep. So he got exposed for being a creep, got exposed for being a big weirdo. Um, I don't think he even uses social media anymore because of it. People have had experiences with him. So I wasn't the only one, which is crazy. Um, yeah, which is absolutely crazy. The red flags. Looking back now, there were signs I completely ignored. He became possessive. He wanted to know where I was all the time. He didn't like when I spent time with friends. He didn't like the time that I spent with friends. If I didn't respond immediately, he became upset. At first, I thought he was just really interested in me. Now I realized those were the warning signs. Yeah, so when we first like really truly started hanging out, like he started being like real possessive. He started being like very kind of almost like narcissistic in a way. He started to be really narcissistic. Um and I can't agree, he started being kind of possessive. Like he didn't want me to log on Second Life unless it was just with only him. He made me cut off some of my male friends. But I didn't do it obviously. Um it got to the point where he wanted to collar me in the game because he wanted to track my location. And some callers they do that. They allow the owner to track you where you are. And so I really never had privacy when I was in myself. Because I don't know, Second Life also needs to stop this where people can just teleport in your home without like um not even really sharing your location. You can be on your plat and somebody just in your house. And it's crazy. Um I can also relate, and I didn't respond immediately. He just became very, very verbally abusive, emotionally abusive. He didn't hurt me physically, and it wasn't until we met that's when he actually did it. Um, yeah, meeting in real life. Eventually, he suggested meeting in person. After talking for so long, I convinced myself I knew him. I was excited, but I was also nervous. When we finally met, something immediately fell off. He wasn't the person he presented to be online. His behavior made me uncomfortable, and then I realized quickly that my instincts were telling me something wasn't right. I listened to that feeling, removed myself from the situation. Looking back, trusting my instincts was one of the best decisions I ever made. So recently, well, not recently, I didn't trust my instincts at first because when I try to meet people, I try to see it through. Like, I'm trying to make sure, like, you're not a weirdo, nothing of that nature. Like, you're not a weirdo. And me not seeing it through for the first time, like me not really seeing it through. It didn't um it didn't what's the word I'm looking for? It didn't give off that at first. It did not get that off at first. We hung out and then, as grown adults you do what you do. And that's when it became weird. I do remember the first time he did actually put down with me. I do kind of remember that. Thank God. Like after that, I did cry a little bit because I'm very emotional. I'm very not emotional, but I'm very sensitive to those type of things. And with the heart that I had, I couldn't even let my finger on a fly or a puppy or a child, and then just experience that with somebody I met off Second Life. That is crazy. Thank God we no longer talk anymore, though. What I've learned, that experience taught me that you never truly know someone just because you're spending time talking online. People can present, people can, people can present themselves very differently on the internet. Now, mm-mm. Now I'm much more careful about protecting my privacy, setting boundaries, and making sure my safety always comes first. Definitely. I with that experience, I've never really met someone off Second Life again. Um, just with that experience alone, I don't really trust it. Even though my channel is called It's Janine's World, I really don't be like people think, oh, that like, even though my Instagram is that like people will never know where I live, and I kind of like their privacy now. Um, and so with that being said, I've never really truly met like I've been in group chats with people like, oh, the saying, take it out of the group chat. I've never attended those. It's not for me, just because of the experience, or better yet, I can agree with people presenting themselves the way that because now you got scammers, you got copy bloggers, you got all the types of fields, right? And I think I can kind of relate to that. Like, here's a lot. Um, so my advice: if you're ever thinking about meeting someone from an online game or virtual world, take your time, verify who they are, tell trusted friends or family where you're going, meet in a public place, arrange your own transportation, never ignore your intuition. If something feels wrong, leave. Never give them like your real addresses. That's something I've learned to do. Never give the person your real address. Like just meet them somewhere like at Starbucks and just hang out in Starbucks. Like don't try to go home with them. Don't do things in just because y'all play the game both days or if y'all off both weekend does not feel like um you have to give them your personal information. And it is something I currently learned is not to give your personal information just because of the safety and just everything there. Just everything what the world is and what the world is now is definitely crazy. Please take your time and verify who the person is, who they are. Like anybody, but then that's also hard because people can catfish. People can. I'm not gonna say verify who they are because you never know. Unless they haven't sent a real life picture and you meet them in person and the picture don't match up. I've had it happen to me so many times. Um, Tell trusted family or family where you're going. Yes, do not get in the person's car, especially because you don't really know them. You're just hanging out. I've always suggested like your iPhone show your location with friends, families so they can track and see where we're going. Just make sure you get home safely. Um, your safety is always more important than hurting someone's feelings. I wanted to share this story, not to scare anyone, but to remind you that your safety, that staying safe online matters. If you ever had a similar experience, share it in the comments. If you're comfortable, your story might help someone else. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, besties.
On the internet just to prove a